Hello everyone and welcome back to the Toffee Blues YouTube channel, your source for all things Everton. My player ratings for Everton 1, Tottenham 1 at Goodison Park, which is Michael Keane with a fantastic late strike to rescue a point for Everton in what, could be a massive point come the end of the season and much deserved. Jump straight into it. Jordan Pickford, I'm going to give him a 7. Thought he pulled off some really impressive saves in that first half. There was one in particular where the ball went through to Son and, 9 times out of 10 you expect him to bury that, but it was a fantastic save by Pickford. He looked assured, Pickford, no real problems there at all. The penalty, he's up against his England teammate and Harry Kane. You can put any goalkeeper in the world in the goal for a pen like that, and Harry Kane's it's not very likely that he's going to miss, is it? So you can't really put too much blame on the keeper there. But Pickford, no problems for me today. He was, he was assured. He was comfortable. No Larry moments really as such. So yeah, I give Jordan Pickford a 7. Seamus Coleman again started. He's on a bit of a run now. It's difficult to see how Nathan Patterson will get him off the team. No Nathan Patterson in the matchday squad today. Coleman starts again. Didn't last the full 90, but you give him the benefit of the doubt. Seamus Coleman, he's played a lot of football this season, hasn't he? So I'm going to give Seamus Coleman a 7 again today, up against some really tough opposition there. Kulusevski's got a lot of pace. I thought he did quite well to keep up with it for the most part of the game. Held his own, and you know what you're going to get with Seamus Coleman, and I think that's been the case for most of this season. Been very solid, so I'm going to Coleman a 7 as well. James Tarkowski, again, I thought he was impressive today. He's just always at that consistent level. Tarkowski, isn't he? He cut out passes, key passes. He put himself about physically. Yeah, he won a lot of his battles, and that's just part and parcel of what James Tarkowski does, isn't it? Probably arguably our player of the season, in my opinion. So no problems there. So I'm probably going to give Tarkowski a 7 as well. Very, very solid. Michael Keane, again, another start for the ex-England centre-half. The hero and the villain, really, wasn't it, for Michael Keane? We know that he's got these clumsy moments in his locker, and unfortunately we saw that today when he gave away that penalty. Listen, I said this in my reaction, it's definitely a pen for me. No arguments there. It's just clumsy more than anything else. And, you start to think, we're, just the victims of our own downfall again, aren't we? So, yeah, Michael Keane, probably give Michael Keane a... I was going to give him a 6, but just for that fantastic goal, the equaliser at the end, I'll probably give him a 7 as well. It was just fantastic, wasn't it? As I say, Phil Jagielka-esque. I think a lot of people have called for quite tongue-in-cheek for Michael Keane to be given a chance, up top, and he's probably not done his chances any harm there today with that strike. It was a wonderful goal, wasn't it? Meant a lot to him, clearly. Very much a confidence player, Michael Keane, and hopefully that does his confidence the world of good. Whether he's got a long-term future at Everton, that remains to be seen. But, he redeemed himself today with that fantastic goal. And, so Michael Keane, I want to give him a 6 just for a couple of moments, giving away the pen and all that. But, that goal, you can't knock him for that, can you? It was an excellent strike by Michael Keane. Always seems to have a few mad little goals like that in his locker. So, Michael Keane, give him a 7. Ben Godfrey coming in at left back again today. Probably give Godfrey a 6, actually. I think he got caught out a few times today. It wasn't Godfrey's best game, I thought. Some of his positional play again today was a bit questionable at times. Up against some really pacey players. Godfrey, sometimes he had to find himself just relying on that pace that he has to get back sometimes. I would have liked to see him be a bit more physical today. Thought it wasn't his most... wasn't his most physical of games, but yeah, Godfrey, I'll give him a 6. Did a job. Amadou Onana, moving on to the midfield now. I didn't think he was too great today. I won't lie to you. I'll be quite honest. Thought Amadou Onana was quite poor, really. And I don't know if this has been a theme for a couple of weeks now. I think with Onana, we know that he's got this level he can reach. After we came back in the World Cup, he was really, really putting himself about, and he was just dominating that midfield, and he was everywhere. I don't know what, it's easy to forget he's still a young lad, and so whether it's just a bit of a burnout, he's reaching, the last few, 9 games of the season, he's having a bit of a burnout. I'm not sure, but I thought he wasn't at the races today for me. Onana, gave possession away a couple of times cheaply, didn't really chat. Just seemed a bit sluggish in his play at times for me today, Onana. So I'll probably give Onana a 5. What wasn't at the races for me today, in my opinion. Idrissa Gana Gueye, I'll probably give Gana Gueye Gonna get a 7. He was all right. Covered a lot of ground as he always does. Cut out some key passes from Tottenham as we expect him to do. Yeah, no real issues with Garner Gay today. I think he's reached a level now in the last few weeks where he's been quite consistent, getting back to his best. So yeah, 7 for Garner Gay. Abdoulaye Doucouré, obviously the big talking point in the game, the first of 2 sending offs for either side. I said this in my reaction. It's a definite red card for me. You can't do that, albeit Harry Kane goes down in an embarrassing fashion. But listen, it is a red card, and you can't have any complaints to that. So, in that sense, I think Doucouré did let himself down a bit, a player of his experience and how impressive he has been since coming back into the fold. So disappointing there, and obviously he's going to be suspended now, so that's not good either. So just for that, probably give Doucouré a 6. He wasn't having a bad game up until that point. He was covering a lot of ground. Not exactly making things happen, but he's just reached a bit of a level for us now, and he in that midfield, and it'll be disappointing to see him drop out now because he was just starting to find his rhythm and been a really effective player for us since Sean Dyche has come in. So, probably put it down to a moment of madness. It's not something we see an awful lot from Abdoulaye Doucouré. So yeah, disappointing to see him suspended. So give Abdoulaye Doucouré a 6. Alex Iwobi. He tried to get into the game. I thought, there's moments where he gets on the ball and you'd expect him to just beat a man or, just pick out that key pass, and just didn't quite come off for Alex today. And it hasn't done again for the last couple of games, Iwobi. I'd really like to see him start getting a few more assists, a few more goals. But yeah, Alex Iwobi was all right. He got on the ball quite a lot, but you've got to understand this is quite an average group of players in it. So it's not we're not exactly creating chances left, right, and centre. So Alex Iwobi, I give Alex Iwobi a 6 as well today. He wasn't terrible, but he wasn't bad by any means. But you'd just like to see him, find a bit of cutting edge sometimes, but doesn't seem to be there, does it? McNeil ran about today. McNeil, again, a lot. I think you can say this for. I don't want to sound like I'm repeating myself, but a lot of these players have found a level now, a bit of a consistent level where they can be effective. It's blatantly obvious that they've all given an extra 10, 20, 30% now under this new manager. He's getting the best out of them. I go back to that point I made. Listen, they're not world beaters, are they? We know this. The league table doesn't lie. We're not blessed with superstars in this Everton side, but Sean Dyche is definitely getting the best out of what he's got, and McNeil's one of them. So McNeil today, we've putting balls into the box again. No one's get on the end of it, but we know this. This is where you want maybe Dominic Calvert-Lewin to come back into the fold, but he's got a wonderful left foot, right, McNeil, on his day, and you just want to see someone getting on the end of some of these balls and that. But McNeil, he ran about, he works hard, his work rate is on point. You can't complain on that front. And I think from where he was, McNeil, under Frank Lampard at times, to where he is now, you got to take your hat off to him. So McNeil, I'll give him a 7. Demarai Gray, I thought the game passed him by a little bit. I think, we know there's a player in there, of course we do, but I think with each passing game, maybe it's just obvious that Demarai Gray isn't an out-and-out centre forward. And we know this. Listen, there's just not many options, is there really? Sean Dyche is just at a point where he has to play him. He just didn't, especially in that first half. He couldn't get hold of anything. Nothing would stick. He doesn't really have much hold up play. We tried to beat his man a few times in that first half. On the right hand side, but just it was too obvious every time. He was getting red every time, and he just didn't really make anything happen. So the game sort of passed him by a bit today. Demarai Gray wasn't really in the game, I thought. So Demarai Gray, I'll give a 5. Just didn't really do much for me. Substitutions. Ellis Sims came on. Yeah, you know what, he put himself about okay. After the highs of that equaliser against Chelsea, he won a lot of his battles. He put himself about. He looks a presence, and hopefully he's gonna get more game time and continue to improve. So Ellis Sims, you can't judge him because he was only on the pitch for a short period of time. But from what I saw, I'll give Ellis Sims a 6. Tom Davies, you know what? To be fair, Tom Davies wasn't bad when he came on, I thought, today. He didn't shy out of challenges, which we've probably seen with him before. He didn't give the ball away, which of course is a bonus. Normally he's been doing that when he comes on, but Davis was all right, to be fair to him, when he came on today. He gets a lot of stick on here, doesn't he? But he wasn't too bad when he came on, albeit it was only for 10 minutes or something. He was all right. So yeah, Tom Davis, you can have a 6 as well. James Garner, this is an interesting one, this, because obviously we might start to see a bit more of him now in Doucouré's absence. I thought he was good. I did think he was good. I thought he got on the ball. He looked confident. He looked comfortable. He strung a few little bits of play, a few passages of play together, which is good to see. And hopefully, if he is going to be the man to get the nod to come in Doucouré's absence, which I think there's a good chance he might be, then hopefully he can take this chance. This is the chance that he's maybe been waiting for. I've not seen a lot of him this season, so this could be the perfect opportunity for James Garner to come in and stake his claim on his Everton side, which is exciting to see, because it's not often we get it in a situation where there's a player who can come out, a player who doesn't necessarily be in the starting 11 every week, but he's chomping at the bit to get in. So now's his time. So yeah, James Garner, I'll give him a 7 actually, because I thought he was all right when he came on. James Garner today. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him. And then Vitaly Mykolenko came on. I thought he had a nightmare. I did. I thought he was shocking when he came on. From slipping on his ass to giving the ball away to just, I didn't think he was too great when he came on, Mykolenko. I think there was one point actually where he went through, and we could have completely redeemed himself and got the winner, and probably could have got a 10, but it wasn't to be. Mykolenko just poor for me today. I know he was only on for a short period of time, but probably give him a 5. So there you go. There, my player ratings. Be sure to leave a comment down below, like, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks for watching.